So what else besides comics do you guys collect? Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is good, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and thank you for joining me for another video. Today we're talking about all things collectible. That's right, as many of you guys know, I collect comics, but what you don't know is that I collect a few other things, and I wanted to share them with you here today. After all, it's Mighty Comics and Collectibles, right guys? So do me a favor, in the comments below, draw me everything out there that you guys collect. Let me know whether big or small, stamps, coins, baseball cards, toys, comics, whatever it is. I want to hear about it down in the comments below. I can't be just the only person in this community who collects more than one thing. With that said, guys, if you're not a current subscriber of the channel, I want you to do me a favor. Go ahead and click the subscribe button for me. You will not regret it. And I want to remind you, every 1,000 subscribers from here on out, I'm going to be giving something away until we reach 10,000, and then the real fun begins. So like I said, click that subscribe button, tap that like button, of course share this with everyone out there in the community. But today we're talking about collectibles, right? So some of the things that I actually collect are really fun, and they call back to my early years as a kid. So the first thing we're actually going to talk about is my Masters of the Universe Origins collection. So anybody who isn't familiar with this toy line, it's really dedicated to the early 1980s Masters of the Universe line.
By the power of Grayskull.
Now, this was my favorite line of toys growing up. I played the shit out of these things, man, and to the point where like the arms would fall off, the legs would fall off. There was so much paint wear, it was crazy. But this is my collection. I have most of the main figures in this collection. The only ones I don't have are probably the newer characters that weren't in the original line. It really becomes a daunting task when you're trying to collect every figure, every vehicle that's due to a certain line, right? So I stopped collecting all the newer figures that I wasn't familiar with. So you can see I have most of the main line, and of course some of these figures haven't been introduced yet, but when they come out, if they're from the original line, I'm going to be buying them. So as you can see, I'm pretty well stocked. I think I have all the original line figures, and like I said, it was just a callback draw to the original line, and I loved the original Master Universe. From the TV show to the movie to the figures, I had everything, and I plan on collecting everything again. Now, if you guys don't know, they are releasing an Eternia set, which was up for pre-order maybe about 2 to 3 weeks ago. If you guys got in on that, let me know in the comments. Of course, I was the first one to pre-order that thing. It was a little bit expensive, I'm not gonna lie to you, but for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own that Eternia set, and believe it or not, guys, I actually had the original back in the mid to late 1980s, so I had to pounce on this thing. I can't wait to get it in. But again, one of the things I collect, Masters of the Universe Origins. So the next thing I'm going to take you through is my Amazing Spider-Man Retro collection. Now, again, I did the same thing. I only collected the Spider-Man villains from this line. I think I have a few other figures that are not villains, but regardless, call back to the early Amazing Spider-Man cartoon. If you guys haven't seen that cartoon, it is on Disney Plus, and that show is absolutely phenomenal. So as you can see, I have most of the line so far. I don't have like Daredevil and a couple of other the heroes that went in this line. I strictly wanted to stick to the villains because if that's what I'm drawn to in Spider-Man besides Spidey himself. Rhino, Mysterio, Shocker, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin. I even have Spidey in his, of course, symbiote suit, the Lizard, the Kingpin, the Sandman, Black Cat, and Electro is where I round out all these figures. So again, it was important to me to kind of own up and buy some of these things because it was a callback to my childhood. I absolutely loved watching that show, and of course you guys know I'm a Spidey fan, so I couldn't just stick to the comics. I'm a toy lover as well, so when I saw these things and the nostalgia brought back to me, I just had to pounce on them. I think they're great. Some of them could get quite expensive, but some of them are still relatively cheap. So if you have this line, drop me the comments down below. I really love to hear what you think about it. Of course, I do have one on the way. The Scorpion is pre-ordered, and when it comes in, I will be sure to share it with you guys. So with that said, we're going to round out my collecting experience, guys. As you can see, we talked about the arcade 1-ups as well. We talked about the comics, of course, you guys know, and the 2 toys that I collect. But outside of that, I also collect the original Masters of the Universe line, right? Masters Universe, like, it was a huge part of my childhood. So when I was able to call back and buy some of these original figures for a decent price, I decided to do so. So I buy them loose and complete, meaning everything that the original figure came with is now included in what I own. I'm still missing a bunch of figures, probably about 10 or 15. I just want to stick to the early line, probably about to 1986. That last run of stuff, like I think Gwildor and a couple of other those figures, I probably won't collect, but as you can see, I have a lot of them already, and I bought these little stands from somewhere, I don't remember, that actually keeps them upright. But again, they can get pricey as well. When I just got out of college, I started collecting these things mint on card, and it was absolutely crazy. I wish I still had them, but of course, a few years after that, I sold them stupidly because now they're worth a shit ton of money. But other than that, like I said, I just love Master Universe so much that I really like holding on to these figures, both new and old. All right, guys, I got one other thing to show you that I collect, and it's something that I got into maybe about a year ago, but like I say, I have just been hooked when I've seen these things. So I started collecting Air Jordan 1s. So as you can see, this is probably my most expensive sneaker. It is the Air Jordan 1 Shattered Backboard from 2015. Definitely something that I did not think I was going to get into, but I love the look of the Air Jordan 1. I love the colorways. They call them color blocking, which the way the shoe is constructed with the colors. Something I've really gotten into over the past year, and I bought a shit ton of shoes. So one day I'll show you guys, you know, my whole collection and show you what I have. But I just wanted to show you this main pair because it is something that a lot of people out there in the shoe game that are really like collectors of Jordan, stuff like that, would probably die to get their hands on. But definitely a shoe and something that I enjoy collecting so far. So that's it for all my collecting things for the most part. I think I got everything. It was, you know, you guys know comics and arcades. Now we got some retro toys as well, Master Universe, and of course Amazing Spider-Man retro figs, and now the Air Jordan 1s. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to start doing some more stuff on the channel besides comics. I know comics is our base, what we mostly go to here on the channel, and I'll still do the Hot 10, of course, and all the other stuff that's related to comics. But I wanted to broaden my horizon, broaden the channel's horizon, and show you guys out there what I had and what I like, and I wanted to share it with you here on the channel. So don't forget, this is Mighty Comics and Collectibles, so everything out there collectible is fair game. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.